Hello and welcome back to my Let's Play of Out of the Park Baseball 18 with the drafted Reds team in the 2017 season. Right now it's the day before rosters expand. I'm in the process. Let's see. I need to grab some players, put them up on the 40-man roster. Right now my 40-man roster isn't full. That's because I drafted a team and most of the team are young. They're in the minors. It didn't quite fill up the 40-man. I need to grab a couple of starting pitchers and put them on there. Probably Dubront. He's not been pitching great. But this is basically in case there's any sort of injury between now and the end of the season. So I'll have, I could put him, well, he might have some potential to improve a little bit, become a better pitcher. Swarzak. It's kind of ugly. When I drafted mainly players with potential, and a lot of the players that would be playing at AAA this year are actually on the team. They're at the major league level. Let's see, he's a lefty. He's not pitched badly. He's pitched in relief and in starting rotation. Some below average pitches here, but he does have good control. Alright. We'll put Roth on the 40-man roster in case there's some sort of injury. He'll be there. And I'll look at the relief pitchers that are at the AAA level. And grab somebody with a decent FIP. Hudson hasn't pitched that much. Ryan Garten. He looks like about like Stump, except he's right-handed. I mean, basically above average in most regards. He's pitched well at AAA. He's already debuted at the Major League level. He pitched effectively enough, I guess. So he'll be the other guy I'll add to the 40-man. And all right, now I've got my. I think by default, your game is set to. Basically, only the people on your 25-man roster, when the roster expands, can play in the playoffs. But I don't believe that's... Well, that's not how it works in real life. So I've changed that setting so you can take players off the 40-man. So basically when roster expands, whoever's on the 40-man, I'm going to be able to take into the playoffs if I make it. And I've had situations where I've had players get injured or whatever. And I think it makes concessions for that, but I just want to make sure that, you know, basically I'm going to change the rules so they're the same as Major League Baseball's rules, where basically everybody on your 40-man is fair game for your playoff roster. Okay, I got two pitchers on the 40-man now. I might end up non-tendering one of them, so I don't have to pay them next year. I'm not certain about that. Okay, but we got roster expansion now. So what I'll probably do, I probably should have done this offline, because I'm going to take everybody basically from AAA level and bring them up. Well, not everybody. Everybody that's on the 40-man at the AAA level. Everett Cabrera would be a pinch runner. Mike Ford's a pinch hitter. Tyler Goodell, extra outfielder. He's already on the 40-man. Mark Payton, already on the 40-man. Aaron Judge. We're going to bring Strom up to the major league level. He'll be my lefty specialist now. Michael Felice. I've got 12 players. That's what it's supposed to be. In this game, you can go over the limit, over the real life limit. I'm going to bring Erling Moreno up for the last couple weeks of the season. He's probably earned it. We'll send him to AAA. I have to admit my enthusiasm for this is wearing off a little bit. I probably shouldn't be live streaming. I just enjoy playing games, and I've gotten off and started playing other games. And it almost seems like a drag to come do this for whatever reason. It's not too bad. It's just that I have to think about things, you know, as I do it, instead of just kind of going on the fly, trying to think about what's going to be entertaining to watch and what isn't. And right now, this is probably not very entertaining to watch, I have to admit. But I'm going to need some players at the AAA level now that I've kind of cleared out my roster. Let's see who's playing well here in the middle infield. But sorting through this would have been, I probably would have been better served to do this offline. Gotta make sure I don't accidentally promote anybody to the Major League roster. Alright, 15 players now. I didn't expect for it to be that full. Looks like everybody's playing, including Acuna. Now I got to sort out pitching. We'll put Erling Moreno back in the rotation. "13 players should be enough. We'll put Birdie back into the closer's role. Double A. Yeah, they've got 13. Put Taveras back into the rotation for the end of the season. And I need to bring some people up from A+. There's 16 players here. Need some outfielders. Looks like we got some to spare here. I send the last guy to AAA? We got 14 players here. We should be good now. 13 pitchers, although one of them is injured. Pitchers here. Everybody's ice cold. Looks like we're alright. I can go ahead and start playing now. And this is Pittsburgh. They're the first place team. Look at the standings real quick. So we're a game out. If I sweep the series, which is going to be tough to do, but if I can sweep it, I can leapfrog them into first place. I'm going to shoot for winning 2 out of 3. I was trying not to pitch Tyler Skaggs until he's recovered. They said that he had a day-to-day injury, and at the end of it, they said if I don't play him for a certain amount of time, maybe it'll help him recover from his day-to-day problem. But it's not happening. It's been quite some time. But I'm going to have him start the game today versus the Pirates. I think Michael Fulmer will be ready for tomorrow. I'm going to try to throw my best starters at them, if at all possible. Norris might be ready for the third start. It looks like Fulmer's ready today. 100% rested. Well, that's interesting. I could start Fulmer. I believe he's got Noah Syndergaard starting the second game. Norris, yeah, okay, I'll start Fulmer today, Skaggs tomorrow. Make Strom the lefty specialist. Long relief. And put Felice into middle relief. Oh, Syndergaard's starting today. So it's Syndergaard versus Fulmer today. We got Freeze starting. Let's see, Brinson will be playing center. I might let Mark Payton play right. We'll get Derek Fisher in the lineup. I don't know. Does Payton have a good... He can avoid Ks. He might be the guy to play. I'm going to let Payton play right. Okay. We'll bat Payton second. Welcome to PNC Park in Pittsburgh, where the Pittsburgh Pirates will be hosting the Cincinnati Reds. Starting today for the Pirates, Noah Syndergaard. Syndergaard has an 11-8 record with a 2.48 ERA. He struck out 210 batters in 170 and 2/3 innings pitched. He'll be facing the Reds second baseman Jurickson Profar. Profar hitting .270 with 8 home runs and 41 RBIs. He's gotten on base at a 350 clip. To 2-1 the count. Line shot to right center field, gets down for a base hit for Profar. He's on at first with nobody out for the right fielder Mark Payton. Payton hitting .281 with a home run and an RBI. Profar with slightly above average speed at first. We'll give him the green light. 1-0 the count. Now 1-1. Alright, we'll hit run hit. Profar steals second. He's now in scoring position with a 2-2 count for Mark Payton.
Strike 3, you're out.
Syndergaard strikes out Payton for the first out of the inning. One down, that brings Lewis Brinson to the plate. The Red center fielder hitting .268 with 19 home runs and 57 RBIs. You hit a solo home run off Syndergaard the last time these two teams faced each other to win the game. Brinson draws a walk here. He's on at first with good speed for Adrian Gonzalez. Profar at second, Brinson at first. One down the inning. Gonzalez hitting .272 on the season with 22 home runs and 62 RBIs. Syndergaard checks the runners and delivers.
Strike 3, you're out.
Strikes out Gonzalez for the second out of the inning. 2 down, that brings Brandon Moss to the plate. Moss playing left field today, hitting .256 with 13 home runs and 39 RBIs. Ground ball to second. Bogaerts, the shortstop, fields it. He's up with it. Doesn't get it to first in time. Brandon Moss beats it out, and the bases are loaded on the infield single. Profar at third, Brinson at second, Moss at first, Oscar Hernandez at the plate. Hernandez, the catcher, hitting .270 with 11 home runs and 46 RBIs. 3-2 the count. Oh, Syndergaard strikes him out to end the inning, get out of the jam. The Reds threaten here in the top of the first, but they fail to score. Pitching today for the Reds, Michael Fulmer. Fulmer has an 11-8 record with a 2.83 ERA. He struck out 166 batters and 181 in the 3rd innings pitched. He'll be facing the Pirates second baseman Franklin Barreto. Barreto hitting .210 with 2 home runs and 16 RBIs. Fly ball to right. Payton makes a nice catch out there by the foul line. 1 down in the inning. That brings Curtis Granderson in the plate. Granderson playing center field today, hitting .283 with 38 home runs and 87 RBIs. Big shift on for Granderson. Ground ball to second. Profar up with it. Throws out Granderson at first for the second out of the inning. Justin Turner stands in. The Pirates' third baseman hitting .317 with 16 home runs and 78 RBIs. Fulmer strikes him out to end the inning. The Pirates go down 1-2-3 here in the bottom of the first, and there's no score in Pittsburgh. Heimer Candelario steps in. The Reds' third baseman hitting .244 with 16 home runs and 57 RBIs. Looper to center. Granderson in to make the catch. Candelario is retired for the first out of the inning. That brings Andrelton Simmons to the plate. Simmons, the shortstop, hitting .229 with 5 home runs and 34 RBIs. Ground ball to short. Bogaerts up with it. Throws to first. Simmons is retired for the second out of the inning. The pitcher, Michael Fulmer, stands in. Fulmer hitting 175 with a home run and 3 RBIs. Top ground ball back to the pitcher. Syndergaard up with it, throws out Fulmer at first, and the Reds go down 1-2-3 here in the top of the second. No score after 1.5. The right fielder, Oswaldo Arcia, to lead off of the Pirates. Arcia hitting .252 with 17 home runs and 52 RBIs.
Strike 3.
Fulmer strikes him out for the first out of the inning. One down, Xander Bogaerts stands in. The Pirates shortstop hitting .308 with 20 home runs and 74 RBIs. He draws a walk here. He'll be down at first base with 1 out for Eric Hosmer. Hosmer hitting .278 with 11 home runs and 53 RBIs. Fulmer checks the runner. Bogaerts delivers to Hosmer. 3-2 the count. Ooh. Bogaerts with a stolen base. He's down at second base with 1 out for Hosmer. Full count pitch. Fulmer delivers.
Strike 3.
Strikes out Hosmer for the second out of the inning. 2 down. That brings the catcher Salvador Perez to the plate. Perez hitting .286 with 24 home runs and 76 RBIs. Fulmer checks the runner. Bogaerts delivers to Perez and strikes him out to end the inning. The Pirates strand a runner here in the bottom of the second, and they fail to score. Still no score in Pittsburgh after 2. Jurickson Profar at the plate. The Reds' second baseman 1 for 1. He draws a walk here. He'll be down at first base with nobody out for Mark Payton. He gets the green light. Takes off for second base. Oh, Perez cut him down. 1 out in the inning. 2-2 the count to Payton. Looper to right center field gets down for a base hit. He's on at first with 1 out now for Lewis Brinson. They give Payton the green light. He takes off for second base. He's now in scoring position for Brinson. 1 down. Syndergaard delivers. Line shot to left center field. Gets down for a base hit. Payton rounds third. He's trying to score. He's in safely, and the Reds are up 1-0 here in the top of the third. Brinson down at first. Adrian Gonzalez at the plate. Brinson gets the green light. He takes off for second base. Perez cuts him down. 2 down now. Maybe I shouldn't be testing Perez so much, but Noah Syndergaard has a really bad ability to hold runners. 2 down. Adrian Gonzalez to the plate. Gonzalez strikes out to end the inning. The Reds score a run, though. They lead 1-0 after 2.5. Pirates left fielder Drew Robinson lead off the bottom of the third. Robinson hitting .226 with 4 home runs and 23 RBIs. Fulmer strikes him out to start off the inning. 1 down, that brings the pitcher Noah Syndergaard to the plate. Syndergaard hitting .241 with 5 home runs and 13 RBIs. One of those home runs was hit against the Reds. Ground ball down to first. Gonzalez up with it, takes it to the bag himself. Syndergaard's retired for the second out of the inning. Franklin Barreto, the second baseman, stands in. He's 0 for 1. He draws a walk here. He's on at first with very good speed for Curtis Granderson. Big shift on for Granderson. They pitch out. Barreto's not going anywhere. Fulmer checks the runner, delivers to Granderson at the plate. Strikes him out to end the inning. The Pirates strand a runner. They fail to score here in the bottom of the third. The Reds lead them 1-0 after 3. Brandon Moss steps in. He's 1 for 1 on the day. Hard hit ball back up the middle. Bogaerts had him played perfectly. Throws to first, and Moss is retired for the first out of the inning. Oscar Hernandez stands in. The catcher 0 for 1.
Strike 3.
Syndergaard strikes him out for the second out of the inning. 2 down. Heimer Candelario at the plate. Candelario 0 for 1. Ground ball to second. Barreto makes the routine play to first, and Candelario is retired. The Reds go down 1-2-3 here in the top of the fourth, but they lead the Pirates 1-0 after 3.5. Justin Turner at the plate. The Pirates' third baseman 0 for 1. High, deep drive to center. Brinson going back, makes the catch on the track. 1 down, that brings Oswaldo Arcia to the plate. Arcia 0 for 1. Fulmer delivers. Arcia works a walk. He's down at first base with 1 out for the shortstop Xander Bogaerts. Bogaerts drew a walk earlier today. Fulmer throws over to first. Thought he might catch the runner napping.
Strike 3, you're out.
Strikes out Bogaerts for the second out of the inning. 2 down. Eric Hosmer steps up. Hosmer 0 for 1. Liner to right center field. Brinson makes a running catch. Hosmer's retired, and that ends the Pirates' threat here in the fourth. They strand a runner, and they fail to score. The Reds lead them 1-0 here in Pittsburgh after 4. Simmons, the shortstop, stands in. He's 0 for 1. Syndergaard delivers. Line shot down the left field line. Gets back to the corner. Simmons digging for second base. He's in with a double. He's in scoring position with nobody out for the pitcher, Michael Fulmer. Let's see. Fulmer's not a terrible bunter. I've had really bad luck with bunting a runner over third base, though. So we're going to let Fulmer swing away here. This is not what I would do in real life, but in OTP, I've had so many runners thrown out at third base, it just doesn't seem worth it to try to bunt them over. So we're going to let Fulmer swing away here. Fulmer 0 for 1 on the day. Syndergaard strikes him out for the first out of the inning. 1 down. Jurickson Profar at the plate. Profar 1 for 1. Also drawn a walk. Syndergaard strikes him out for the second out of the inning. Simmons still out there in scoring position at second. 2 down now. Mark Payton at the plate. Payton 1 for 2 today. Fly ball to right center field. Granderson settles underneath it and makes the catch. Payton's retired. The Reds threaten but fail to score here in the top of the fifth. They lead the Pirates 1-0 after 4.5. Pirates catcher Salvador Perez steps in. He's 0 for 1. Line shot down the right field line. Gets back to the corner. Perez digging for second base. He's in there easily with a double. He's in scoring position now for Drew Robinson. Robinson 0 for 1. Fulmer checks the runner, delivers to Robinson at the plate. Liner through the right side of the infield. Base hit for Robinson. That's going to score the runner Perez from second. The Pirates have tied it up here in the bottom of the fifth. It's now 1-1. Noah Syndergaard steps to the plate. Syndergaard 0 for 1. Robinson at first. They throw over. Robinson back. Fulmer checks the runner, delivers to Syndergaard at the plate. He bunts it, pops it up. Hernandez makes the catch. Syndergaard's retired. Robinson has to stay at first. 1 down the inning now. Franklin Barreto at the plate. Barreto 0 for 1 with a walk.
Strike 3, you're out.
Fulmer strikes him out for the second out of the inning. 2 down. Curtis Granderson steps in. Granderson 0 for 2.
Strike 3.
Fulmer strikes him out to end the inning. The Pirates score a run. They tied it up 1-1 here after 5. Lewis Brinson steps to the plate. Brinson 1 for 1. Fly ball to right field. Arcia puts it away for the first out of the top of the 6th. Adrian Gonzalez, the first baseman, stands in. Gonzalez 0 for 2. Top ground ball to second. Barreto up with it, throws Gonzalez out at first. 2 down the inning. That brings Brandon Moss to the plate. Moss 1 for 2. Fly ball to right field. Arcia settles underneath it, puts it away, and Moss is retired. The Reds go down 1-2-3 here in the top of the 6th. And the score is tied 1-1 after 5.5. Third baseman Turner steps in. He's 0 for 2. Fulmer delivers.
Strike 3, you're out.
Strikes him out for the first out of the inning. Brings Oswaldo Arcia to the plate. Arcia 0 for 1. Ground ball down to first. Gonzalez up with it. Takes it to the bag himself to retire Arcia. 2 down. Xander Bogaerts steps in. Bogaerts 0 for 1. Line shot to right field. Gets down for a base hit for Bogaerts. He's on at first with 2 outs for Eric Hosmer. We got a couple lefties coming up. We got Rivero in the bullpen. We'll visit the mound. Bogaerts at first, 2 outs. Eric Hosmer at the plate. Hosmer with decent power. Fulmer at 96 pitches. Fulmer checks the runner. Bogaerts delivers to Hosmer. Line shot to left center field. Gets down for a base hit. Bogaerts moves up to second on the play. Pirates now have runners at first and second for Salvador Perez. Perez 1 for 2 on the day. Fulmer checks the runners, delivers to Perez. He hits a base hit to center field. Runner Bogaerts scores from second. And the Pirates have taken the lead 2-1 here in the bottom of the 6th. Rivero's not ready yet, is he? Well, I can't visit the mound. I'm going to go ahead and make a double switch. Hopefully Rivero can start the next inning. Double switch for the Reds, taking over in left field, Derek Fisher. The new pitcher, Felipe Rivero. Rivero 4-1 with a 2.35 ERA. He struck out 68 batters and 61 in third innings pitched. He'll be facing the left fielder, Drew Robinson. Robinson 1 for 2 with an RBI. Strikes out Robinson to end the inning. If the Pirates score a run, they take a lead 2-1 here in the bottom of the 6th. Oscar Hernandez at the plate. Hernandez 0 for 2. Syndergaard into his 7th inning of work. Looks like he's laboring out there on the mound with 113 pitches so far. Didn't labor too hard to strike out Hernandez there, though. 1 down. Heimer Candelario stands in, the third baseman 0 for 2. Syndergaard strikes him out for the second out of the inning. 2 down. That brings Andrelton Simmons to the plate. Simmons 1 for 2. Ground ball down to third base. Turner up with it. Throws out Simmons at first. And Syndergaard gets through the 7th inning. The Pirates lead 2-1 after 6.5. Pinch hitting for the Pirates, Ketel Marte. Marte hitting .217 with a couple RBIs. Let's see, I better get somebody up in the bullpen just in case. He's got Granderson coming up too. We'll get Strom up. Or Strom. Rivero into his 2nd inning of work. He delivers to Marte. Line shot past the second baseman into center. Base hit for Marte. He's on at first with good speed for Franklin Barreto. Barreto 0 for 2. Rivera throws over to first. Marte back. Checks the runner, delivers to Barreto at the plate. Fly ball to right field. Payton under it, puts it away for the first out of the inning. That brings Curtis Granderson to the plate. Granderson 0 for 3. Rivera checks the runner, delivers to Granderson. Line shot to right field, gets back to the wall. Runners move up to second and third on the Granderson double. Only one out in the inning, Justin Turner at the plate. Turner 0 for 3. New pitcher for the Reds, Jonathan Holder. Holder 4-4 with a 3.41 ERA. He struck out 69 batters in 66 innings pitched. He'll be facing the Pirates' third baseman, Justin Turner. Turner 0 for 3. Infield plays in. Second and third, one out in the inning. Holder strikes out Turner for the second out of the inning. 2 down. That brings Oswaldo Arcia to the plate. Arcia, the left-handed hitting right fielder, 0 for 2 on the day. Call to the bullpen. Matt Strom in the pitch. Strom 0-5 with a 7.26 ERA. He struck out 34 batters in 48 1/3 innings pitched. Checks the runners, Granderson and Marte. Delivers to Arcia at the plate. Oh, and he plunks him. The sacks are now full for Xander Bogaerts. Bogaerts 1 for 2. New pitcher for the Reds, Bobby Wall. Wall 6-4 with a 3.55 ERA. He struck out 74 batters in 63 1/3 innings pitched. Bases loaded. 2 down. He delivers to Bogaerts. Oh, and he walks in a run. Bogaerts with a walk forces in a run. The Pirates now lead 3-1 here in the bottom of the 7th. That brings Eric Hosmer to the plate. Hosmer 1 for 3. Ground ball back up the middle. Simmons, the shortstop, fields it, throws to first. Hosmer's retired. The Pirates score a run here, though, in the bottom of the 7th. They now lead 3-1 in Pittsburgh. Derek Fisher steps up to the plate for the first time today. Fisher hitting .215 with 4 home runs and 12 RBIs. He'll be facing a new pitcher, Ryan Dull. Dull 2-8 with a 3.65 ERA. He struck out 72 batters in 61 2/3 innings pitched.
Strike 3.
Strikes out Fisher for the first out of the inning. 1 down, that brings Jurickson Profar to the plate. Profar 1 for 2 with a walk. Ground ball down to first. It's bobbled. They're going to charge Hosmer with an error. Profar's on at first base with 1 down now for Mark Payton. New pitcher for the Pirates, Paco Rodriguez. Rodriguez 2-6 with a 4.62 ERA. He struck out 58 batters in 62 1/3 innings pitched. Let's see, I think we're going to have a pinch hitter for Mark Payton. Aaron Judge will come in to play right field and face Rodriguez. Runner at first base, 1 down. Aaron Judge at the plate. Rodriguez delivers. Ground ball to short. And it's a 6-4-3 double play. That ends the inning. The Reds fail to score in the top of the 8th, and the Pirates lead them 3-1. Bobby Wall into his second inning work. He'll be facing Salvador Perez. Perez 2 for 3 today with an RBI. Wall strikes him out for the first out of the inning. 1 down. Drew Robinson at the plate. Robinson 1 for 3. Wall strikes him out for the second out of the inning. 2 down. Jason Kreisen at the plate. Kreisen, the center fielder, hitting .333 with 2 home runs and 7 RBIs. This will be his first at-bat of the day. Wall strikes him out to end the inning. The Pirates go down 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 8th, but they lead the Reds 3-1. Last chance for the Reds here in the 9th inning. They'll be facing Carson Smith. Smith 0-3 with a 4.09 ERA. He struck out 10 batters in 11 innings pitched. Lewis Brinson 1 for 2 today with an RBI. Smith strikes him out for the first out of the inning. 1 down. Adrian Gonzalez steps in. Gonzalez 0 for 3. Strikes out here for the second out of the inning. Pinch hitter for the Reds, Mike Ford. Ford batting 1,000 on the season, 1 for 1. Hard hit ball down to first. It's fielded cleanly. Ford's thrown out at first. And the Pirates win it here today, 3-1. Well, live by the stolen base, die by the stolen base. If I hadn't stolen the base earlier, I might not have scored the run. Alright, let's look at the relief pitchers here. Looks like everybody's ready to go. Wall's the only one that really pitched for any amount of time. So we'll play the game today. I think Tyler Skaggs will be starting. Right-handed starter. How did Peyton play that game? He was 1 for 3. We'll play Derek Fisher instead. We might do the left, right, left thing. Candelario was 0 for 3. You know, I could do this. I could play Profar at third base and Ozzie Albies at second. And we'll bat him 9th. So you can kind of act like a second leadoff hitter. We'll see how this does. Welcome to PNC Park in Pittsburgh, where the Pittsburgh Pirates are hosting the Cincinnati Reds. Starting today for the Pirates, Vince Velasquez. Velasquez 8-5 with a 4.82 ERA. He struck out 121 batters in 125 innings pitched. He'll be facing the playing third base today, Jurickson Profar. Profar hitting .271 with 8 home runs and 41 RBIs. Hard hit ball to second. Marte up with it, throws to first. Profar's retired for the first out of the inning. One down, that brings Derek Fisher to the plate. Fisher hitting .213 with 4 home runs and 12 RBIs. Another ground ball to Marte at second. He makes the routine play to first to retire Fisher. 2 down. The center fielder Lewis Brinson steps in. Brinson hitting .268 with 19 home runs and 58 RBIs. Ground ball to short. Bogart's up with it, throws out Brinson at first, and the Reds go down 1-2-3 here in the top of the first. No score in Pittsburgh. Pitching today for the Reds, the left-hander Tyler Skaggs. Skaggs 8-5 with a 2.89 ERA. He struck out 109 batters in 140 and a third innings pitched. He'll be facing the Pirates second baseman Ketel Marte. Marte hitting .226 with a couple RBIs. Hard hit ball down the left field line. Marte cruises into second with a double. He's in scoring position with nobody out for Curtis Granderson. Granderson hitting .283 with 38 home runs and 87 RBIs. Skaggs checks Marte out at second, delivers to Granderson at the plate. Big shift on for Granderson. Hard hit ball to second. Albies catches it on the line. Granderson's retired. Marte back at second. He's still in scoring position with 1 out now for Xander Bogaerts. Bogaerts, the shortstop, hitting .309 with 20 home runs and 75 RBIs. Fly ball to deep center field. Brinson moving back, makes the catch on the track. Marte tags up at second base. He's able to move up to third. He's now 90 feet away for Justin Turner. Turner, the third baseman, hitting .315 with 16 home runs and 78 RBIs. It's popped up on the infield by Turner. Shortstop Simmons puts it away. And the Pirates are retired here in the bottom of the first. They strand a runner, and there's no score here in Pittsburgh after 1. Brandon Moss steps to the plate. The Reds left fielder hitting .257 with 13 home runs and 39 RBIs. Big shift on for Moss, and he hits into it to second. Ketel Marte fields it cleanly, throws to first, and Moss is retired for the first out of the inning. 1 down, that brings Oscar Hernandez to the plate. The catcher hitting .267 with 11 home runs and 46 RBIs. Top ground ball to short. Bogaerts throws out Hernandez at first for the second out of the inning. That brings the first baseman Adrian Gonzalez to the plate. Gonzalez hitting .269 with 22 home runs and 62 RBIs. Line shot to left field. That gets back to the corner. Gonzalez digging for second. He's in there with a double. He's now at second base in scoring position for the shortstop Andrelton Simmons. Simmons hitting .230 with 5 home runs and 34 RBIs. Velasquez delivers. Ground ball down to third base. Turner up with it. He throws out Simmons at first. The Reds threaten here in the top of the second, but they fail to score. They strand a runner, and there's no score after 1.5. Oswaldo Arcia to lead off here in the top of the bottom of the second. Arcia, the Pirates right fielder, hitting .251 with 17 home runs and 52 RBIs. Line shot past the third baseman Profar into left field for a base hit. Arcia's on at first with nobody out for the catcher Salvador Perez. Perez hitting .288 with 24 home runs and 77 RBIs. Skaggs throws over to first. Arcia back. Checks the runner, delivers to Perez at the plate. Strikes him out for the first out of the inning. One down. Eric Hosmer steps in. The Pirates' first baseman hitting .278 with 11 home runs and 53 RBIs. Skaggs checks the runner, delivers to Hosmer. Hard ground ball down to first. Gonzalez on to second. They get one. No return throw to first. Hosmer's safe. They're now 2 down in the inning. Runner on first for Mark Canha. Canha hitting .199 with 3 home runs and 9 RBIs. Skaggs checks the runner, delivers to Canha. Ground ball to first. Gonzalez underhands to Skaggs, who covers, and Canha's retired. The Pirates strand a runner here in the bottom of the second. They fail to score, and it's 0-0 after 2. Tyler Skaggs, the pitcher, to lead off. Skaggs hitting .233 with a couple RBIs. Fly ball to short center field. Granderson underneath it. Makes the catch. Skaggs is retired for the first out of the inning. That brings Ozzie Albies to the plate. The Red second baseman hitting .261 with 3 RBIs on the season. 2-2 the count. Albies tried to bunt. Line drive to center. Albies on at first with a base hit. Let's see. I don't think I'm going to risk trying to steal here. That brings the third baseman playing third base today, Jurickson Profar. Profar 0 for 1. Pretty decent chance to hole with Velasquez. Really good arm for Perez. So we're going to play station to station with Albies. Line shot to second. Marte squeezes it. Albies back to first. Profar's retired. 2 down now. Albies still down at first. Derek Fisher at the plate. Fisher 0 for 1. Looper to left center field. Gets down for a base hit for Fisher. Albies tries to move up to third. He's in there safely. Now the Reds have runners in the corners with 2 out for the center fielder Lewis Brinson. Brinson 0 for 1 today. Line shot to the right side of the infield. Base hit for Brinson. Runner Albies scores from third. Fisher moves up to third. Reds still have runners at the corners now with 2 outs for Brandon Moss. Moss 0 for 1. Ground ball down to first. Hosmer fields it, throws to Velasquez, who covers, and Moss is retired. That ends the Reds' threat here in the top of the third. They do score a run, though. They now lead the Pirates 1-0 after 2.5. Tyler Skaggs to face the pitcher Vince Velasquez. Velasquez hitting .105 on the season. Ground ball back up the middle. Simmons up with it, throws to first, but Velasquez speeding down the line beats it out for an infield single. He's on at first base for the second baseman Ketel Marte. Marte 1 for 1 today. Skaggs throws over to first. He picks off. He picks off Velasquez. Now the bases are empty and there's 1 out. Delivers to Marte. 2-2 the count. Ground ball to first. Gonzalez up with it. Skaggs runs over to cover. Marte's retired. 2 down the inning now for Curtis Granderson. Granderson 0 for 1. Big shift on for Granderson. Line shot back to the wall in center field. Gets down, and Granderson's into second with a double. He's in scoring position with 2 down for Xander Bogaerts. Bogaerts 0 for 1. Line shot to right field. Ooh. Fisher makes a nice running catch. That saves a base hit and probably a run. And the Pirates are retired here in the bottom of the third. The Reds lead them 1-0 after 3. Reds catcher Oscar Hernandez stands in. He's 0 for 1. Line shot to right center field. Gets down for a base hit for Hernandez. He's on at first base with nobody out for Adrian Gonzalez. Gonzalez 1 for 1.
Strike 3, you're out.
Strikes out here for the first out of the inning. 1 down. That brings the shortstop Andrelton Simmons to the plate. Simmons 0 for 1. Ground ball to short, and it's a 6-4-3 double play. That retires the Reds here in the top of the fourth. They fail to score, but they lead the Pirates 1-0 after 3.5. Pirates third baseman Justin Turner to lead off the bottom of the fourth. He's 0 for 1. Pop up on the infield. Albies under it. Puts away for the first out of the inning. 1 down. Oswaldo Arcia stands in. Arcia 1 for 1.
Strike 3.
Skaggs strikes him out for the second out of the inning. 2 down. That brings Salvador Perez to the plate. Perez 0 for 1. Fly ball to center field. Brinson under it, puts it away. Perez is retired. And the Pirates go down 1-2-3 here in the bottom of the fourth. The Reds lead them 1-0 here in Pittsburgh after 4. Pitcher Tyler Skaggs stands in. He's 0 for 1. Velasquez delivers the 2-1 pitch. Fly ball to center. Granderson under it, puts Skaggs away for the first out of the inning. That brings Ozzie Albies to the plate. Albies 1 for 1 with a single. Tries to lay down a bunt, pops it down to third base. Turner makes the catch. 2 down the inning. Jurickson Profar stands in. Profar 0 for 2. Line shot to left center field. That gets back to the wall. Profar into second, digging for third. And he's in there safely with a triple. That's a 12-game hitting streak for Jurickson Profar. He's now 90 feet away for Derek Fisher. Fisher 1 for 2 today.
Strike 3, you're out.
Velasquez strikes him out to end the inning. The Reds threaten here in the top of the fifth, but they stray on a runner. They lead the Pirates 1-0 after 4.5. Eric Hosmer steps up to the plate. The Pirates first baseman 0 for 1. Hard hit ball to second. Albies up with it, throws to first. Hosmer's retired for the first out of the inning. That brings Mark Canha to the plate. Canha 0 for 1. Skaggs plunks him. He'll be on at first base with 1 down for the pitcher Velasquez. Velasquez will likely be called on to bunt here. Skaggs checks the runner, delivers to Velasquez at the plate. Velasquez gets the bunt down. The first baseman Gonzalez fields it, throws to Albies, who's covering first. Velasquez was retired. Canha moves up to second base. He's now in scoring position for Ketel Marte. Marte 1 for 2. Skaggs delivers. Looper to left field. Moss makes a nice catch out there. He saves a base hit and a run. And the Pirates go down here in the bottom of the fifth. Reds lead them 1-0 after 5. Lewis Brinson steps to the plate. The Red center fielder 1 for 2 today. He draws a walk here. He'll be on at first base for Brandon Moss. Moss 0 for 2. Moss strikes out for the first out of the inning. 1 down. Oscar Hernandez steps in. Hernandez 1 for 2. Fly ball to right field. Arcia makes a nice catch there, close to foul territory. 2 down in the inning now. Adrian Gonzalez steps to the plate. Gonzalez 1 for 2. Fly ball to right field. Arcia settles underneath it and makes a catch. Gonzalez is retired, and the Reds go down here in the top of the 6th. They strand a runner, and they lead Pittsburgh 1-0 after 5.5. Skaggs into his 6th inning of work. He'll be facing Curtis Granderson. Granderson, the center fielder, hitting 1 for 2 on the day. Big shift on for Granderson. Ground ball to first. Gonzalez takes to the bag himself. He retires Granderson for the first out of the inning. That brings Xander Bogaerts to the plate. Bogaerts 0 for 2. Skaggs strikes him out for the second out of the inning. 2 down. Justin Turner steps in. Turner 0 for 2. And Skaggs sets him down. The Pirates go down 1-2-3 here in the bottom of the 6th. The Reds lead them 1-0. Andrelton Simmons steps to the plate. Simmons 0 for 2. He draws a walk. He'll be on at first with nobody out for the pitcher, Tyler Skaggs. Skaggs sets up the bunt. He gets the bunt down. Only plays to first. Simmons moves up to second base. Skaggs is thrown out at first. Simmons now in scoring position with 1 out for Ozzie Albies. Albies 1 for 2 today. He draws a walk. He's on at first base with only 1 out for Jurickson Profar. Simmons at second, Albies at first. Decent speed on the base pass for Profar. Profar 1 for 3 today. Ground ball back to the pitcher. Velasquez cuts down. Cuts down Albies going to second. Simmons moves up to third. Profar safe at first. Reds now have runners at the corners with 2 out for Derek Fisher. Fisher 1 for 3. Hard hit ball to short. Bogaerts up with it. Takes the short route to second base. And the Reds are retired here in the top of the 7th. They strand 2 runners and fail to score. But they lead the Pirates 1-0 after 6.5. Oswaldo Arcia to lead off the bottom of the 7th here for the Pirates. Arcia 1 for 2. Skaggs delivers, line shot to right center field. Gets down for a base hit for Arcia. He's into second easily with a double. That brings the catcher, Salvador Perez, to the plate. He feels great. Perez 0 for 2. Skaggs delivers. High deep drive to right field. Oh! Fisher makes a nice catch out there right by the wall on the track. Runner Arcia tags up at second base, moves up to third. There's now 1 out in the inning. Eric Hosmer at the plate. Fly ball to left field. Moss makes the catch. Arcia stays at third base. Now 2 down. Runner still down at third base for Mark Canha. Canha 0 for 1. I should have taken him out of the game. Line shot to deep left center field. Base hit for Canha. That'll score the runner Arcia from third. And the Pirates have tied it up here in the bottom of the 7th. Kana now in scoring position. The Pirates send a pinch hitter up to hit Jason Kreisen. Kreisen hitting .329 on the season with 2 home runs and 7 RBIs. He's hitting pretty well versus both sides. New pitcher for the Reds, Felipe Rivero. Rivero 4-1 with a 2.47 ERA. He struck out 69 batters in 62 innings pitched. Checks the runner, delivers to Kreisen at the plate. 0-2 the count. Kreisen strikes out to end the inning. But the Pirates score a run. They tie it up here in the bottom of the 7th. It's 1-1. Lewis Brinson steps up to the plate. The Red center fielder 1 for 2. He'll be facing Ryan Dull. Dull 2-8 with a 3.63 ERA. Line shot to left center field. Gets down for a base hit for Brinson. Oh, he's digging for third base. He's going to be in there safely. 90 feet away with the go-ahead run. Nobody out in the inning. Brandon Moss at the plate. New pitcher for the Pirates, Paco Rodriguez. Rodriguez 2-6 with a 4.57 ERA. Pinch hitting for the Reds, Aaron Judge. Judge hitting .223 with 6 home runs and 21 RBIs. Brinson down at third base, nobody out in the inning. Infield playing in. Judge draws a walk. The Reds will now have runners at the corners with nobody out for Oscar Hernandez. Hernandez 1 for 3 on the day. Looper to left center field gets down for a base hit for Hernandez. The runner Brinson scores from third. And the Reds now lead the Pirates 2-1 here in the top of the 8th. Runners at first and second, nobody out. Adrian Gonzalez at the plate. New pitcher for the Pirates, John Axford. Axford 2-1 with a 4.82 ERA. He struck out 26 batters in 18 2/3 innings pitched. 1-1 the count. He delivers to Gonzalez. Fly ball to shallow right field. Arcia makes the catch. The runners have to stay where they are. Judge at second, Hernandez at first. 1 down now, Andrelton Simmons at the plate. I'm going to warm up Diaz for the 8th. Simmons 0 for 2 on the day. Reds with runners at first and second. 1 out. It's a wild one. The runners are able to move up to second and third. Still only 1 out. Infield playing in. Ground ball to short. Bogart's up with it, throws to first. The runners have to stay where they are. Reds still have runners at second and third. 2 outs now. Felipe Rivero scheduled to hit. But we're going to have a pinch hitter, Mike Ford. Ford 1 for 2 on the season for a .500 average. Fly ball to left field. Easy play for Kana. And the Reds go down here in the top of the 8th. They do score a run. They take a 2-1 lead over the Pirates. New pitcher for the Reds, Edwin Diaz. Diaz 2 and 3 on the season with a 2.2 ERA. He struck out 74 batters in 49 innings pitched. He'll be facing the Pirates second baseman Ketel Marte. Marte 1 for 3 on the day. Strikes out Marte to lead off the inning. 1 down. Curtis Granderson steps in. Granderson, the Pirates center fielder, 1 for 3.
Strike 3.
Strikes out here for the second out of the inning. 2 down. Xander Bogaerts steps to the plate. Bogaerts 0 for 3. Ground ball down to first. Gonzalez up with it, takes it to the bag himself. And the Pirates go down 1-2-3 here in the bottom of the 8th. The Reds lead them 2-1. Ozzie Albies steps to the plate. Albies 1 for 2. Well, I put him in an 0-2 hole. Ha! Seeing eye single to the right side of the infield. Base hit for Albies. Oh, wait. No, rolling is a base hit. He's on at first base with nobody out for Jurickson Profar. Profar 1 for 4. He hit a triple earlier to extend his hitting streak to 12 games. Line shot down the left field corner. Base hit for Profar. He's into second with a double. Albies moves up to third. And the Reds now have something cooking with runners at second and third with nobody out. That brings the left fielder Derek Fisher to the plate. Fisher 1 for 4 today. Pirates bring the infield in. Liner to left field. Runner Albies tags up from third base. He scores. And the Reds now have a 3-1 lead. Profar had to stay at second base. There's 1 down now. That brings Lewis Brinson to the plate. Brinson will be facing... Brinson's 2 for 3 on the day and will be facing the new pitcher, Joakim Soria. Soria 4 and 2 with a 4.06 ERA. He struck out 56 batters in 62 innings pitched. Soria delivers to Brinson. Hard hit ball down the left field line. Base hit for Brinson. The runner Profar is able to score from second. Brinson hustling into second with a stand-up double. And the Reds now lead the Pirates 4-1 here in the top of the 9th. Brinson down at second with good speed. Aaron Judge at the plate. Judge pinch hitting earlier drew a walk. Strikes out here for the second out of the inning. 2 down. Oscar Hernandez steps to the plate. Hernandez 2 for 4 today. Fly ball to left field. Kana puts it away. And the Reds are retired here in the top of the 9th. But they tack on 2 more runs. They extend their lead to 3. It's now 4-1 after 8.5. Leading off for the Pirates here in the bottom of the 9th, Justin Turner. Turner 0 for 3. Diaz into his second inning work. Strikes out Turner to lead off the inning. 1 down. Brings Oswaldo Arcia to the plate. Arcia 2 for 3. Ground ball to the left side of the second base bag. The third baseman Profar up with it, throws to first, and Arcia is retired for the second out of the inning. 2 down, that brings the catcher Salvador Perez to the plate. Perez 0 for 3 today. Ground ball to second. Albies up with it, throws out Perez at first. And the Reds win an important game here in Pittsburgh, 4-1. Good start by Skaggs. I decided to nip things in the bud and get Diaz into the game early. I saw that they had their top of the lineup up. I was thinking maybe I'd just pitch him 1 inning, but I went ahead and Stretch him out, let him pitch 2. Seemed to work out all right. I mean, I think I might have replaced him if I hadn't scored those runs. Tacked on the runs. Maybe. I don't know. I guess I'll never know now. Okay, Joe Kelly. We'll start Jurickson Profar at third base. Lewis Brinson can play center. Has Derek Fisher been hitting? He was 1 for 4. He had an RBI. Maybe I'll go ahead and let him play again. We'll put him in right field. Profar to lead off. How has Moss been playing? Moss was 0 for 3. He's been hitting. I think I better keep him in the lineup. He's been one of the better hitters. Let's see, we'll have Fisher hitting second. Brinson. We'll play the alternating game here. Left, right, left, right. I don't know. If you get in the bullpen, that is useful. I think like I mentioned it earlier, there are two schools of thought on that. You can either stack all your lefties and try to score early, or you can set him up so that he can't just stick a lefty in to pitch to 3 or 4 batters in a row later in the game. And I think I prescribe to the idea that you try to score your runs early and you worry about later in the game later. But it's easier to do now that I've got an expanded bench. I've got plenty of people I can pinch hit with, so it's less of an issue now than it is early in the season. It's something to consider when you're making your lineups. Welcome to PNC Park in Pittsburgh, where the Pirates are hosting the Cincinnati Reds. Pitching today for the Pirates, Joe Kelly. Kelly 9-11 with a 4.8 ERA. He struck out 133 batters in 146 in the third innings pitched. He'll be facing Jurickson Profar. Profar playing third base for the Reds today, hitting .272 with 8 home runs and 41 RBIs. Profar has a 12-game hitting streak going into today. 1-0 the count, fly ball to left field. Kana puts it away for the first out of the inning. 1 down, that brings Derek Fisher to the plate. Fisher playing right field for the Reds today, hitting .214 with 4 home runs and 13 RBIs. Kelly strikes him out for the second out of the inning. 2 down, the center fielder Lewis Brinson stands in. Brinson hitting .272 with 19 home runs and 60 RBIs. Kelly strikes him out to set the Reds down 1-2-3 here in the top of the first. No score in Pittsburgh. Pitching today for the Reds, Daniel Norris. Norris with an 11-11 record and a 3.18 ERA. He struck out 163 batters in 169 and 2/3 innings pitched. He'll be facing the Pirates second baseman Drew Robinson. Robinson hitting .227 with 4 home runs and 24 RBIs.
Strike 3.
Norris strikes out Robinson to start off the game. or the inning for the Pirates. One down. That brings Curtis Granderson to plate. Granderson playing center field today, hitting .283 with 38 home runs and 87 RBIs. Big shift on for Granderson. He draws a walk here. He'll be on at first base with 1 out for Xander Bogaerts. Bogaerts, the shortstop, hitting .306 with 20 home runs and 75 RBIs. Ground ball to short. Simmons goes to Albies at second to cut down Granderson. Bogaerts will be safe at first. 2 down now. Justin Turner steps in. Turner playing third base, hitting .313 with 16 home runs and 78 RBIs. Bogaerts with decent speed at first. Norris checks him, delivers to Turner at the plate. High, deep drive to left field. I think Turner got all of that one. 2-run jack for Turner. And the Pirates are up 2-0 here in the bottom of the first. Brings Oswaldo Arcia to the plate. Arcia hitting .254 with 17 home runs and 52 RBIs. Weak shift on for Arcia. Hits a liner to right center field. Gets down for a base hit. He's on at first base with 2 down now for the catcher Salvador Perez. Perez hitting .286 with 24 home runs and 77 RBIs. Ground ball down to third base. Profar up with it. Throws out Perez at first. The Pirates go down here in the bottom of the first. But they score 2. They now lead the Reds 2-0 after 1. Brandon Moss, the left fielder, stands in. Moss hitting .253 with 13 home runs and 39 RBIs. Ground ball to second. Robinson up with it. Throws out Moss at first for the first out of the inning. 1 down. Reds catcher Oscar Hernandez stands in. Hernandez hitting .269 with 11 home runs and 47 RBIs. Kelly strikes him out for the second out of the inning. 2 down. That brings the first baseman Adrian Gonzalez to the plate. Gonzalez hitting .269 with 22 home runs and 62 RBIs.
Strike 3.
Kelly strikes him out to end the inning. The Reds go down 1-2-3 in the top of the second. The Pirates lead them 2-0 after 1.5. Pirates first baseman Eric Hosmer steps in. Hosmer hitting .276 with 11 home runs and 53 RBIs. Weak ground ball to the left side of the infield. Profar up with it. Throws out Hosmer at first for the first out of the inning. 1 down brings Mark Canha to the plate. Canha hitting .202 with 3 home runs and 10 RBIs. Ground ball down to first base. Gonzalez up with it. Throws to Norris, who covers. Canha's retired for the second out of the inning. 2 down. That brings the pitcher Joe Kelly to the plate. Kelly hitting .152 on the season with 3 RBIs. Ground ball to second. Albies throws to first. Kelly's retired, and the Pirates go down 1-2-3 in the bottom of the second. They lead the Reds 2-0 after 2. Reds shortstop Andrelton Simmons at the plate. Simmons hitting .228 with 5 home runs and 34 RBIs. Line shot to left field, gets down for a base hit for Simmons. He's on at first with nobody out for the pitcher Daniel Norris. Norris hitting .204 with a home run and a couple RBIs. He'll be called on to bunt here. Gets the bunt down, only plays to first base. Simmons moves up to second. Norris is thrown out at first. 1 down now. Ozzie Albies at the plate. Albies hitting .278 with 3 RBIs.
Strike 3. You're out.
Kelly strikes him out for the second out of the inning. 2 down. That brings Jurickson Profar to the plate. Profar 0 for 1. Simmons still out at second. It's a wild one. Simmons is able to move up to third on the wild pitch. He's now 90 feet away for Profar. Full count. Kelly delivers. Profar works a walk. The Reds will now have runners at the corners with 2 out for Derek Fisher. Fisher 0 for 1.
Strike 3.
And Kelly strikes him out to end the inning. The Reds threaten here in the top of the third. They fail to score. They strand 2 and fail to score. The Pirates lead them 2-0 after 2.5. Pirates second baseman Drew Robinson to lead off the bottom of the third. He's 0 for 1. High fly ball to left center field. Brinson's able to get underneath it to make the catch for the first out of the inning. One down, that brings the center fielder Curtis Granderson to plate. Granderson walked earlier today. Ground ball to third. Wow, that was strange. I'm going to get Strom up the bullpen. I don't know what kind of effect that rain delay is going to have on Norris. Line drive to the right side of the second base bag. The shortstop Simmons hasn't played perfectly. He picks it off for the second out of the inning. 2 down, that brings Strom's ready already. That brings Xander Bogaerts to the plate. Bogaerts 0 for 1. Bogaerts walks with 2 outs. He's down there at first base for Justin Turner. Turner 1 for 1 today with a 2-run home run. Fly ball to center field. Brinson sells underneath it, makes the catch, and Turner's retired. The Pirates strand a runner. They fail to score here in the bottom of the third. They lead the Reds 2-0. Red center fielder Lewis Brinson steps in. Brinson 0 for 1. Kelly strikes him out for the first out of the inning. 1 down, that brings Brandon Moss to plate. Moss 0 for 1. Moss strikes out for the second out of the inning. 2 down. The catcher Oscar Hernandez stands in. Hernandez 0 for 1. Fly ball to right field. Arcia makes the catch. Hernandez is retired. And the Reds go down 1-2-3 in the top of the fourth. The Pirates lead them 2-0 after 3.5.
Strike 3, you're out.
Arcia 1 for 1 today. Strikes out here for the first out of the inning. 1 down. That brings the catcher Salvador Perez to the plate. Perez 0 for 1. Ground ball to short. Simmons up with it, throws it away at first. Perez moves up to second on the error. Pirates now have a runner in scoring position for the first baseman Eric Hosmer. Hosmer 0 for 1. Ground ball to the right-hand side of the second base bag where the shortstop Simmons is playing. He throws out Hosmer at first for the second out of the inning. Perez now 90 feet away from Mark Canha. Canha 0 for 1. Ground ball to short. Simmons up with it, throws out Canha at first, and the Pirates' threat is ended here in the bottom of the fourth. They lead the Reds 2-0 after 4. Adrian Gonzalez stands in. Gonzalez 0 for 1. Liner center gets down for a base hit. Gonzalez is on at first with nobody out for Andrelton Simmons. Simmons, the shortstop, 1 for 1 today. Ground ball down to third. Turner's only play is to first. Throws out Simmons. That brings Daniel Norris to the plate. Norris with the sacrifice. Gonzalez out at second. Norris strikes out for the second out of the inning. 2 down. That brings Ozzie Albies to the plate. Albies 0 for 1 today. Line shot to center field. Granderson's able to make the catch. Albies is retired. And the Reds go down here in the top of the fifth. They strand a runner and fail to score. The Pirates lead them 2-0 after 4.5. The pitcher Joe Kelly to lead off for the Pirates here in the bottom of the fifth. He's 0 for 1.
Strike 3, you're out.
Norris strikes him out for the first out of the inning. 1 down. That brings the second baseman Drew Robinson to the plate. Robinson 0 for 2. High fly ball to right. Derek Fisher underneath it to make the catch. 2 down in the inning. Curtis Granderson stands in. Granderson 0 for 1. Pop up into the short outfield. Simmons is there to make the catch. And the Pirates go down 1-2-3 here in the bottom of the 5th. They lead the Reds 2-0 after 5. Jurickson Profar to lead off. He's 0 for 1. Ground ball to second. Profar thrown out at first for the first out of the inning. Derek Fisher at the plate. Fisher 0 for 2. Fly ball to center. Granderson puts it away for the... Oh, wait. Granderson made an error. Fisher's on at first base on the error. 1 out in the inning. It brings Lewis Brinson to the plate. Brinson 0 for 2.
Strike 3, you're out.
Kelly strikes him out for the second out of the inning. 2 down. Brandon Moss steps in. Moss 0 for 2. Line shot down the right field line. Gets down for a base hit for Moss. Fisher moves up to third on the play. And the Reds will have runners at the corners with 2 down for Oscar Hernandez. Hernandez 0 for 2.
Strike 3, you're out.
And he strikes out here to end the inning. The Reds threaten here in the top of the 6th. They fail to score. And the Pirates lead them 2-0 after 5.5. Oops. We'll get a couple pitchers up here. Shortstop Xander Bogaerts the lead off for the Pirates. He's 0 for 1 with a walk. Ground ball to short. Simmons makes a routine play to first to throw out Bogaerts. 1 down the inning. That brings Justin Turner to the plate. Turner 1 for 2 today with a 2-run home run.
Strike 3, you're out.
Norris strikes him out for the second out of the inning. 2 down. Oswaldo Arcia steps in. Arcia 1 for 2. And Norris strikes him out to end the inning. Pirates go down 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 6th. They lead the Reds 2-0. Leading off in the top of the 7th for the Reds, Adrian Gonzalez. Gonzalez 1 for 2. And Norris is probably done for the day. We get to him, yeah, we're going to pinch hit. Let me make sure I keep my pitchers up.
Strike 3.
Gonzalez strikes out to start off the inning. 1 down, that brings the shortstop Andrelton Simmons to the plate. Simmons 1 for 2. Ground ball down to third base. Turner up with it, throws out Simmons at first for the second out of the inning. Let Eric Jagiello pinch hit. Pitch hitting for the Reds, Eric Jagiello. Jagiello hitting .231 with 1 home run and 4 RBIs. Kelly delivers. Ground ball to second. Robinson up with it, throws out Jagiello at first. And the Reds go down 1-2-3 in the top of the 7th. New pitcher for the Reds, Coda Glover. Glover 1-0 with a 2.97 ERA. He struck out 43 batters in 39 1/3 innings pitched. He'll be facing the Pirates catcher, Salvador Perez. Perez 0 for 2.
Strike 3.
Strikes out Perez to start off the inning. 1 down, that brings Eric Hosmer to the plate. Hosmer 0 for 2. Looper to left field gets down for a base hit for Hosmer. He's on at first base with one down for Mark Canha. Canha 0 for 2. Hard ground ball down the first base line for Canha. Hosmer's able to score all the way from first. Canha into second with a double. And the Pirates now lead 3-0 here in the bottom of the 7th. Pinch hitting for the Pirates, Jason Kreisen. Kreisen hitting .325 with 2 home runs and 7 RBIs. Will be facing a new pitcher for the Reds, Matt Strom. Strom 0 for 5, 0 5 with a 7.26 ERA. He struck out 34 batters in 48 and a third innings pitched. Line shot to left field, base hit for Kreisen. Canha moves up to third base. The Pirates now have runners at the corners with 1 out for Drew Robinson. The Pirates second baseman 0 for 3 today. Strom checks, the runner delivers. Line shot to the left side of the infield, base hit for Robinson. Runner scores from third. The Pirates now lead 4-0 here in the bottom of the 7th. New pitcher for the Reds, Felipe Rivero. Rivero 5-1 with a 2.45 ERA. He struck out 70 batters in 62 and a third innings pitched. He'll be facing the Pirates center fielder Curtis Granderson. Granderson 0 for 2 with a walk. What the heck happened there? Ground ball back up the middle. I'm not exactly certain what happened here. I think the shift kind of messed things up. I'm guessing the runner's going to be thrown out at second. This guy will move up to third. So they'll have runners at corners. Or did they turn? They turned a double play. Well, I'm not going to question it. Granderson grounds into a double play to end the inning. But the Pirates lead 4-0 after 7. Ozzie Albies steps to play. Albies 0 for 2 today. He'll be facing a new pitcher for the Pirates, John Axford. Axford 2-1 with a 5.4 ERA. He struck out 26 batters in 20 innings pitched. Line shot to the left side of the infield, base hit for Albies. He'll be on at first base with nobody out for Jurickson Profar. Profar playing third today. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. Hard hit ball to left field. Canha back. Makes the catch on the track. Profar's retired for the first out of the inning. That brings Derek Fisher to play. Fisher 0 for 3.
Strike 3, you're out.
Strikes out here for the second out of the inning. 2 down. That brings Lewis Brinson to the plate. Brinson 0 for 3. Ground ball to second. Brinson's thrown out at first, and the Reds go down in the top of the 8th. They fail to score, and the Pirates lead them 4-0 after 7.5. Let's see. New pitcher for the Reds, Jonathan Holder. Holder, 4-4 on the season with a 3.39 ERA. He struck out 70 batters and 66 in the third innings pitched. He'll be facing Xander Bogaerts. Bogaerts 0 for 2 today with a walk. High fly ball to right center field. Brinson under it to make the catch for the first out of the inning. One down, that brings Justin Turner to the plate. Turner 1 for 3 today with a 2-run home run. Ground ball to short. Simmons fields it cleanly, throws out Turner at first base for the second out of the inning. 2 down. That brings Oswaldo Arcia to the plate. Arcia 1 for 3. Strikes out Arcia to end the inning. The Pirates go down 1-2-3 here in the bottom of the 8th. They lead the Reds 4-0. Brandon Moss, the left fielder, 1 for 3 on the day. He'll be facing a new pitcher for the Pirates, Ryan Dull. Dull 2-9 with a 3.77 ERA. He struck out 73 batters in 62 innings pitched. Moss draws a walk here. He's on at first base with nobody out for the catcher, Oscar Hernandez. Hernandez 0 for 3. Top ground ball to short. 6-4-3. Double play, 2 down now. That brings the first baseman, Adrian Gonzalez, to the plate. Gonzalez 1 for 3. And Gonzalez strikes out here to end the inning in the Reds' hopes. They lose to Pirates 4-0 here in Pittsburgh. Well, I was going to question my decision to bring Strom into the game. That 7.26 ERA, he's got most of that starting. He's actually been a pretty good reliever. And he's been pretty good against left-hand hitters, which is how I was using him. But it was kind of irrelevant since Norris, the home run Norris gave up to Turner is what lost it. And, you know, if your starter gives up 2 runs and you lose, you just sucked. And I sucked today. Hitting's cold. I got to stop playing Fisher. Fisher's gone cold. He's not hitting. Most of the hitters are kind of cold. I don't know. They were heating up. I guess it's just a roller coaster. I was hoping the team was gelling. But losing 2 out of 3 versus the first place team kind of stinks. Where are we at in the standings now? We're only 2 games back. That's not terrible. It would have been nice if I could have won at least 2 out of 3. That's a big difference, you know. Let's see where we are in the wild card race. I'd like to beat out the Marlins for the #1 wild card if I can't beat the Pirates. Of course, there's no guarantee I'm going to stay in the wild card race either. So I'm going to have to keep at it. You know, it doesn't matter how good your pitching is if you can't score runs. And giving up 4 runs, that's not great. But if I had a little bit of offense, 4 runs, that's a game you can win if you have offense. Well, Altavia is going to get over his day-to-day thing here soon. Well, I'll go ahead and finish today. And I'll call it quits on the stream.